Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the
Welcome.
Whiskey and Wisdom podcast. My name is George.
My name is James Taylor, and listen, we have the whiskey today.
Gonna pour up a glass.
So, I'm going to pour a nice little glass. This is some very rare whiskey. I'm not going to tell you the name on it, but there's only 2 of these in the whole world. Okay? This is the one of 2 bottles, and that's 100% the truth.
Before we get started, I'd like to say, if there's anybody out there listening to this video and they've got a small business or an interesting story, anything to do with like a near-death experience, or I don't know, your parents or somebody that you know that has had the vaccination and you know they've been damaged by it, we'd love to hear it. And if you give me or James a message, we'd love to interview you and hear your story.
Listen, guys, we are up for interviews. Okay, so any sort of story or anything you want to talk about that maybe you think the world needs to hear, feel free, come on. We'll have a good time. We'll pour you a glass of whiskey and we'll have a good conversation, okay? Because listen, we're all about sort of spreading the word of things that's, the media aren't going to tell you. You have a story about COVID or anything like that, any sort of negative side effects about the vaccine, and listen, you guys know there's not many places you can go and speak freely and actually, people actually have you on to hear the story without pushing their agenda on you and, really letting you speak freely. And that's what we're all about.
Yeah. All right. I'd like to start off with a story that I heard the other day. This isn't mine, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But basically, it's about a story, right? And there's a young boy. So the young boy lives in Oxford, okay? And it's flooded around him, which links in now because obviously it's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
So it's flooded around him. Anyway, he decides to go out. We'll name him Timmy, okay? He decides to go out, wants to go see his mates, puts his wellies on, all right? And he walks out the door. He's walking down this river to go see his friends, okay? And he's walking. He suddenly gets his leg stuck, all right? He gets his leg stuck in a drain, okay?
Jesus.
All right? And the water's filling up, yeah?
Yeah.
So the water's filling up, and obviously he's panicking a little bit. He calls his mates. He says, like, you got to come help me. You got to come save me. Anyway, these mates turn up. They're there. They're trying to help him, and they can't really do much. And the water's filling up. Okay, it's got to his waist now.
Jesus.
They call the fire brigade. All right.
Yeah.
Call the fire brigade. The fire brigade come. They're trying to get him out. They're trying to save him, and the water keeps filling up. Right, it keeps rising and rising. Now it's at his shoulders. It's at his shoulders. He doesn't know what to do. Right, and eventually, the moral of the story is the boy drowns. Okay, the boy drowns. But the thing is, I know me and James wouldn't have drowned in that scenario. Do you want to know why? Because we would have told the firemen to cut my fucking leg off.
Knew you was going to say that. 100%.
Okay? Do you know why? Because sometimes you have to cut a piece of yourself off to move on and become bigger and grow up and, get further in life. Sometimes you need to cut a piece of yourself off. And it's the same with relationships, okay? It's the same with habits. It's the same with people around you trying to put you down. It's the same as that. And, that's 100%.
Listen, I'll tell you the truth. I have not heard this story before. I did not know what was going to happen. I truly did not know he died at the end of that story. But as soon as he said that wouldn't have happened to either of us, I knew exactly where he was going, because that's the mindset that we both have. And listen, we've not spoken about that before.
No.
But it just shows.
I promise you we have not spoken about that before.
The people we hang around with need to think the same way of you. And that's the thing. Listen, if I'm going to drown, and I'm thinking, okay, because think about it, the water's rising. What are they going to do? They haven't been able to help you that whole time.
They can't fix
You're going to have to say, listen, cut my fucking foot off, cut my leg off. Don't give a fuck. Just help me now.
I need to move on. You need to move on from this scenario. You need to cut pieces of yourself off.
100%.
And pieces of yourself off can be relationships, can be, I don't know, a bad habit. Maybe you drink too much. Cut that relationship off. You're going to have to do it. It's going to be hard, but sometimes you've got to do it to take that next step.
Yeah, 100%. Okay? I mean, you see, you have this thing. Usually it's kind of this fear. You're thinking, oh, can I really do that? I've had this leg for so long. I've had this relationship for so long. I've been drinking this for so long. You can't picture your life without it. But at a certain point, you're just going to have to do it, okay? Because either you take action or it will just take over you.
And you will be dragged down.
Yeah, you need to be making those decisions.
You will
in terms of relationships, 100%. And we're not just talking about girls here. listen, I'll tell you a little insight about me.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, there's been a couple of people in the last year, 2023, people who, we're talking summer holidays, you know, through the August, you know, July, whatever, good friends, close people, finishing the year without them. People I've known for years, people I called my brother. And listen, this isn't a sob story, but this is just saying that at a certain point, I had to look at the relationship I had with these guys and had to say, you know what, you're not doing anything good for me. You know, I had to cut myself away. And listen, even at the time, I'm not going to sit and say it was scary or hard to do, because when I knew it had to be done, it was an easy decision. Okay, but for you guys, it might not be the same. You might be thinking, well, you know, this guy or this girl, whoever, I've known them so long, they're part of my life, but you know that realistically, the person you want to be doesn't have time for those people in his life, and you have to take action, and you have to do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, trust me.
Okay, we're going to talk about a trending topic at the minute that's trending everywhere. Okay, you're hearing it on the news, you're hearing it on Instagram, you're hearing it on TikTok. Okay, and that is the Epstein Island case. All right,
100%.
And I just want to say, first of all, right, out of this whole list of all the people that have been named, okay, the only two people that have been convicted are Jeffrey Epstein and his wife. Okay, and you think about how many people have been listed. There's famous actors, famous entrepreneurs, famous businessmen.
Yeah.
There's not one person on that list that has not been idolized by one of you lot or one of, not us. We don't really idolize any people, okay? But there's so many people that, and I'll give you some names of some of them actually, funnily enough. Right, you've got the Barclays chairman, okay? Barclays chairman.
Yeah.
If you bank with Barclays, stop banking with them. The director of the CIA, William Burns, okay? He's the director of the CIA of America.
Yeah.
Sergey Brin, he is the Google co-founder, all right?
Yeah.
He's literally the Google co-founder. Okay.
And who was the co-founder with him? You know who it was.
Bill Gates, obviously.
Exactly.
We know Bill Gates was there because he's just corrupt. JP Morgan, over the whole period of this Epstein Island scenario, had lent him over £1 billion, okay? And I'm not sure what the money was to do with, but it could have been to do with the child trafficking, some fraud going on, some scamming.
Or blackmail. Listen,
blackmail.
You have to understand, just to cut in real quick.
Go on.
Epstein, right, was notorious, okay? He was known and he was convicted for blackmailing people. See, what he did with many people, okay, he would have one of the girls at the island or one of the underage girls that he was trafficking, whether that be in the whether that was New York, New Mexico, wherever, okay, or just have them on his private planes or anything. He would get them to, and it's funny because I covered this in my show yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. He would get them to have sexual relations with important people. We're talking politicians, billionaires, just anyone with sort of power. And then he would get the girl to tell him all the information about what happened. So then he could then blackmail that person. Okay. And like you say, you talk about JP Morgan or whoever, listen, that's probably what the payments were for.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay.
I want to also say, why did it take so long for them to release the list? Jeffrey Epstein and this scenario happened, what, 2-3 years ago?
It was a couple of years ago.
In my opinion,
or something like
that.
Yeah,
it was a while ago. Yeah. But in my opinion, they were deciding who they wanted to throw under the bus.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, they were deciding, all right, who's not done their job properly, who looks bad in the media,
who's already dead.
And I want to say something actually. Stephen Hawkins, right? I do not believe that every person on that went to that island was involved in children orgies. Okay.
No, that doesn't mean they're all fucking kids.
No, it doesn't mean they're all fucking kids. And Stephen Hawkins is dead now, okay, and he can't defend himself. And what I've seen is Stephen Hawkins, like memes, these memes of him, yeah. But the thing is, what you don't realise is this is making you desensitized to this horrific event that has gone on. You're sort of laughing and joking about it.
When you laugh about it,
it sort of becomes okay.
It's okay. It's casual. Oh, well, he done this.
It's Stephen Hawkins.
Okay, let's just say it was true. Right, let's just say that he did do so, even though this is a guy who's not fucking paralyzed, right? But let's just say he was there. They're underage girls who were sex trafficked. And because you make jokes about it,
it becomes normal.
You laugh it off. You forget that actually these are underage girls who have been there. I mean, there was a couple of videos you saw on, actually, funny enough, Sky News. I'm actually surprised they even posted it. Right? I'm surprised that someone give the okay to put that on TV. But that's some of the people there. We're talking 20-year-olds who have been there since they were like 10. We're talking years and years and years, groomed and groomed and groomed. Didn't know any different. 100%.
No,
Prince
completely.
Prince
Andrew is he deserves to be.
Right? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Instagram, I'm going to let you post that, as we know.
Yeah,
okay,
we know that.
They're already bang on it. But here's the thing with Prince Andrew. There's actually a difference between him and some of the other people. Prince Andrew is known. Think about his whole reputation. And the reason, listen, the media's representation of people, sometimes I always say question it. But when we're talking about Prince Andrew, this is the guy the media has been on the royal family side forever. They own the media. Okay, you cannot talk bad about even when you talk bad about Harry, who deserves it. They're still giving the flip side. They're still sort of careful about what they say. So the fact that they've been posting about, the fact that they've been actually talking for last 20 years, hush money, this girl, and we're not talking about Russell Brand type of accusations where it's just to the media. We're talking court cases where there's millions paid out in a settlement to keep these people quiet. So the fact that he's on the list and he's actually been accused of having sex with people, formally been confirmed to have inappropriately touched an underage girl. Some people have been. One specific girl has said that she was forced to have sex with.
Yep,
Prince Andrew.
Seen that. I've seen that.
Right, and it is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
No, it is. It is ridiculous.
What we have to do, really, is you have to thank the judge who actually gives the okay, saying, "Okay, let's get to the bottom of this." I've got the name right here. Okay, it was a Manhattan federal judge, Loretta Pleska. Okay, she said in December, these need to go viral. These need to go public.
It needs to be heard.
And funny thing, and I covered this as well, the website in which these documents were released to, on the very first document, it's been, I think, 4 days now, of every day a few bits getting released. It was a website called Court Listener. Okay, now that is a public, public website. Anyone can go on there. That's the whole point. It releases it. There's millions and millions of court cases, all the documents, all the files, everything you need to see that they decided the public can view. That website crashed hours after this was released. And here's the thing. They say it's like when you order concert tickets, okay? And so much traffic came to the website, which I don't believe for a second, because no one knew what website this was going to be on.
About it. I didn't hear about this.
This is what I'm saying. You have to look deep. People were going to Sky News for that. They were going to BBC. They were going to CNN. They weren't going to the actual website. So the fact that they're saying it's the traffic, I don't believe. But here's the other thing. It's been days. The website is still down. Okay, this is not. It's not coming back.
No,
I could listen. If it comes back, I'll come back and I'll say, listen, okay, I was wrong, but I don't think I am. I think that there's been an effort by, in my opinion, the Clintons probably, who were saying, no, we can't let this get out anymore. No more.
I want to say something about how the list of all these people that are going to this island and doing these horrific acts, right? They're all generally the people that are being idolised by people that are watching this video.
Yep.
A lot of people idolise these people. Leonardo DiCaprio, he was named on the list, okay? A lot of people are idolising these people and these actors.
Tom Hanks.
Now, they idolise them.
Yeah.
And the problem with this is that these people look up to these people, and they, in their mind, may not think it, but there's people out there and they're thinking, oh, well, he's done that, and he got away with it. Is it all right for me to do that? There's some sick, twisted people out there that actually believe that that's okay. And I can guarantee, if I asked the audience right now, would you rather have a drug dealer or a sex offender live next to you? Okay, you have kids, bearing in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You'd all pick the drug dealer, wouldn't you? He's not a murderer, he's just a drug dealer. You'd all pick the drug dealer, but it's becoming normal. It's the same with the stabbings and the video games and the music. Kids don't realise that life now is so, like, life is precious. I know it sounds cringy, whatever you want to say, but it's not cringy, okay? These kids that are stabbing each other at 14, 13, they're killing each other, and you think, literally, 40 years ago, that would never have happened, or even probably less than that, probably 20 years ago.
100%.
And the reason for that is because they are desensitized through video games and music. They don't realise, because they're seeing it constantly. They don't realise what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do the same thing with paedophilia And this is the last straw, because if you become desensitized to it, because all you see now in the media is people talking about paedophiles, you know, the royal family are paedophiles, this actor's a paedophile, this footballer's a paedophile.
It doesn't sound as bad as it
Yeah,
did.
because you're becoming desensitized to it. You're aware of it more. And they're doing this on purpose, because this is the last straw. Because a lot of people, you might not think this, but in 20 years' time, in America, in some states, they're trying to push it as a mental illness.
Yeah, it's
not a mental illness.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's a mental illness. It's a
it can't
minor
be helped.
preferred person. It's just, this is our king. This is our fantasy. And listen, I'm going to bring it back to the one thing. It's the woke left who are pushing. It's the same. Listen, the same people who push gender transition on kids are the same people who are saying, oh, well, he just likes young. It's not what it is, you know. And funny enough, it all depends. This is where the hypocrisy comes into it, because it all depends on who they are. Example, the people you've listed, you're talking about the people we idolize, the people, well, whether or not they were accused of actually, you know, having sex with underage girls. They were on the island, they're socializing, they knew what was going on. Like you said, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. I said Tom Hanks. President Clinton. You know, these are people of the left. These are the people that they let get away with. These are the people on their side. And when I say the left, I mean the media, because the media are all owned by the left, right? They're the mouthpieces of the left. And it's funny because, and we go back to, you know, the stabbing and whatnot, but when you talk about the people they're idolizing and let get away with it, they sort of let that happen. Oh, it's just what he's into, this, that, and the other. Let's just say it was Donald Trump. There'd be none of that. No, they would say, go to fucking prison, you're a pedo, this, that, and the other. It's crazy. And this is where you have to think. Think about the people who are pushing, for example, like you say, let's say the music, right? Yeah. And listen, I don't want to sound like that guy who says, oh, rap music, this, that.
No, because we listen to these types of music.
It's true. Okay, now listen, sometimes I listen to Biggie Smalls, but I'm also, let's say Mix Manny. I love Mix Manny, right? But then lately I started to think to myself and I think, oh, you know what? Like, you could easily be thinking, okay, well, I'm going to roll out with this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then you end up being the bad guy. And what's funny is the people selling it to you, they don't do it anymore.
No,
you know,
because they're out of it now. They're making music.
They're out of it. They're making music, but they have their niche, their genre.
They're pushing it onto you.
You know, criminal music. You know, for example, a 50 Cent. Think about all the old 50 Cent songs. Now remember, they're not going to come after 50 Cent for rapping about, you know, having whatever, killing people. Listen, you've heard all of them. It's all violence and whatever. They're not going to come after that. But remember, he's out of it. He's not doing it anymore. But now he's almost raising you to do that. Yeah. No, and 100%. What's funny is, and again, I'll have to bring it back because it's all about the hypocrisy here. If you were talking about, I don't know, just having your own opinion, going to the gym, don't be a slave to the fucking normal society, what they expect of you, do what you want, but sort of
do what's best for you.
Sort of what the red pill was 5 years ago. Yeah. Remember, you know, that sort of message, like, they shut that down. It's crazy. No, it's crazy. But if you're a paedophile and, you know, you were a president, but you were on the left, well, don't worry. Yeah. Nah, listen, it's just crazy. Listen, these girls don't believe all women, blah, blah, blah. It's hypocrisy at its finest.
I want to tie back to, we were talking about the innocence of kids, right? I see a video the other day. You lot might have seen this as well. But basically, a father sat with his young boy and he's like 5 or 6 years old, okay? And his dad puts £1,000 on the table and 3 Oreos. Puts 3 Oreos, okay? And the kid, he said to his kid, right, pick which one you want and you can have it. And the kid picks the Oreos because he doesn't know any better. Yep. It's the same with the gender. How can you let a kid pick his gender when he can't even decipher between money and Oreos? Yeah. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Listen, you guys have to see the video. It is literally, I'm talking 10 grand in cash. In cash. We're not giving him the option. There was cash on a table and there's 3 fucking Oreos. Was it 3? I think there was 3 Oreos. I saw that yesterday, funny enough. And it's like, that kid, right? He picks the Oreo, this kid, he doesn't know what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. But when he says, I'm a girl,
you believe him.
They say, fuck me.
And you believe him.
Get the tablets in, get the pills, pump him with estrogen.
Yeah. It's fucking Let's fuck his life up.
It's delusional. Again, It depends on how they want to act. If you got, and what's funny is this again, Trump's the perfect. I keep bringing it up to Trump, but Trump's the perfect example because everyone knows how much the left hate him. If this kid says Trump's the best, they're gonna say he's just a little kid. What does he know?
Yeah, what is he talking about?
But when he wants to chop his fucking dick off, or he doesn't even want it.
He knows what he wants.
He just says he's a girl, and then the parents say, "Oh, well, that means he's gonna want to go through."
Yeah.
He's not going to want to go through puberty. He's going to want to go through his transition. So let's get him on hormone blockers now, puberty blockers now, estrogen now, etc. It is crazy.
No, it is ridiculous. And it's like a video that was shared on Centrepiece UK, okay?
Yeah, shout out Centrepiece UK.
It was a video, I think. Yeah, no, it was. Basically, there was a video of two non-binary men, all right, breastfeeding a child.
Wait,
okay?
Chest feeding?
Chest feeding, yeah. Chest feeding. Okay, they weren't breastfeeding, they were chest feeding. And it's absolutely disgusting. And the funny thing is, I commented on that video, yeah? I tried to comment on it, saying it wasn't very nice. I was trying to say, look, they should be shot and buried, okay?
It isn't a bad thing to say. I mean, these are child abuse.
Yeah, no, I posted the comment, and literally within 10 seconds, I got a message from Instagram saying, you can't post that, they deleted it.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny is, there's another video posted on Centrepiece UK of Joe Biden talking bad about Donald Trump, calling him a terrorist. There's people in the comments saying Trump needs to die. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's people that... if you talk... And again, I said before, Trump's a perfect example. When it's someone that they don't like...
it doesn't matter.
You can say what you want.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want. And listen, just to go on about that video, that is literally child abuse. Okay?
No, it is child abuse.
First of all, I want to know who recorded that. What their intentions were, because the people recording, let's say you gave me access to record that, to leak that story about those people. Now, to leak a story like that, to get them to actually show their true side, you have to pretend that you're okay with things. But something just tells me that the people who released that video actually were okay with it. And they weren't pretending to get footage. They genuinely saw that as an empowering story for the LGBTQ community. And it's fucking crazy. The guy openly admits, he says, the baby does not get milk. He says, I can't produce milk. He says,
the baby is sucking his titties.
Yeah, I'm giving the baby formula, but I want the baby to suck my titties, so I feel like a woman. So the baby grows up. Listen, people don't understand. This kid growing up, they're probably going to blow his brains out.
No, it's like saying to a kid, right? I want you to suck my cock, just so I can feel just so I can feel better. It's the same thing.
What's the difference?
It's child abuse.
It's a nipple, okay?
It is child abuse.
If you said to, let's say me, we're saying me, right?
Yeah, go on.
If I said to an underage girl, suck my nipple, they're gonna send me to fucking prison. But when you've got an unborn baby, a kid who we're talking newborn. We're not talking 2 years. We're talking newborn. Can't even keep its head up.
Can still smell it.
Can't even keep his head up without someone's support.
Can just about open his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. And imagine that.
Newborn.
Imagine you're a baby, right, and you open your eyes to a man with a hairy tit in your face. You're not going to want to open your eyes again.
And even though it makes no difference whether it was a hairless man or whatever, but this is like a manly man. This is a guy who clearly grows big beard if you let it grow out.
He sat there with a beard.
Chest hair. This is a bloke. And then the worst part is, the most disgusting part is the partner, the gay guy with him. Because they're gay guys. They're not fucking whatever. Give a fuck. They're gay. Okay? The gay guy with him in bed, stroking his hair whilst the baby...
Yeah, cuddling him.
I want to paint this picture, really. You've got this guy, a big, grown man, hairy as fuck, with a newborn baby sucking on his nipple, and then to the side, then you've got another topless man with fucking long hair, just disgusting looking man, playing with the other guy's hair, saying, I couldn't have done this without you. We're such a good team. I love you. You're so strong. And in America, that's fine.
Yeah, that is okay.
That's fine, but if God forbid, and listen, I'm not going to say where I am on this issue. I don't really have a hand to play in it. We're in England, but for example, if you say that people shouldn't be able to abort kids, well, suddenly you're a right-wing, delusional, living in fucking medieval times, crazy lunatic, no women's rights. What about children's rights?
Yeah.
What about children's rights?
What about the poor children? Okay?
They don't care.
And the thing is, with people like this, not just this, I'm talking about paedophiles as well, and people that rob old people, okay? I think we should bring back the capital punishment, okay? And we should
Yes.
murder them,
Yeah, listen.
okay? And I know it sounds mean, and, you know, we'll have these people, these human rights activists saying, oh, no, you can't do that. Every life matters. No, it doesn't, okay?
Listen,
if they're doing disgusting things, they deserve to be punished completely. And I believe that if you're committing these types of crimes, you deserve to be punished through death.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, and don't get me wrong, the death penalty has its arguments. Now, if we're talking about there's no way to prove...
No, there needs to be proof.
When you've got a video, if you've got proof, actual undeniable proof, this guy is getting it. And remember, listen, this guy wanted the world to see this. This is how bad the fantasy gets. And don't get me wrong, I'm almost glad the world sees it so we can expose it. But if it didn't happen in the first place, that would be better. But imagine the people who aren't getting camera crews in. Imagine the people who are doing that.
Yeah, who are just
in
doing
your
it
fucking street, down your street.
Your next door neighbour.
100%. Listen, and the social service, who the fuck give these guys a baby? Who allowed that?
Do you want to know the funniest thing, right? You can do that with a child, right? But if you discipline your kid, give him a backhand for being naughty, maybe he does all he wants to eat, for example. Say your kid, all he wants to do is eat chocolate and sweets, okay? All he wants to do is drink cans of Coke, all right? To discipline him, if it was me, what I would do is I would say, look, you're not having that, you're having a full meal, and if you do not eat that full meal, then you will not be able to, I will not feed you. You'll go to fucking bed. And I'm telling you now, that kid, after 2-3 days, when he's hungry, he will eat that food. And you might say that's cruel, right? But think about it. If you had a son and your son was a crackhead, right? To save him, what you're going to do is you're going to take your kid, you're going to lock him in his room, you're going to say to him, look, you're not coming out until you've got over the withdrawal symptoms, you're feeling better. Is that cruel? It's not cruel. It's the same scenario. You're doing it for the benefit of your child.
Exactly.
It's not for any other reason.
Exactly. And this is the thing. This sort of goes into the conversation about, and this is a controversial conversation, even to some people who are they're woken up. They're not idiots. We're not talking about fucking crazy delusional, pride pushers here. But you talk about like some men. You've got 2 guys who want to adopt a baby. It should be harder. It should be harder. You really have to prove. I mean, do I think 2 men should adopt a kid? I don't know, because there's a massive waiting list for straight couples, men and women. You have to understand. And I know people who've tried to adopt. There is a huge list. You're waiting 2 years before you get a shout at a newborn baby. Yeah. And these 2 gay guys, these 2 paedophiles can just get a new baby straight away. Why? Because they're gay. Because they're jumping the queue. And then look. And then when someone comes across and says, well, hang on a minute, maybe we should be careful about which gay couples can adopt kids. Well, then they label you whatever. Listen, this is the thing. They're making up new names. What are we going to call that? Well, you're homophobic.
Right. No, go on.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to give you a tip, okay? If you're living in the UK, this is a free tip I'm giving you. I'm not charging you for it, okay?
So listen up.
Listen up. This is completely free, right? Say you want to get a house from the council in the UK. What you need to do is you need to get your mum or your dad to write a letter to the council, the local council, and say, look, my mum's kicked me out because I've been caught in bed with a boy, or I've decided to change my sex, and I'm telling you now, you will get a house instantly. Yeah. And that is a free tip. That is a free tip. You can jump the queue. That is a free tip for all of you out there that are bums and you don't want to work.
For all you guys who don't have who have too much of a pride to just go and get it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a tip for you.
That is a tip.
You want to jump the queue, do it. But just say you're gay, listen. And I might fucking do this as an experiment. I want to do this as an experiment. I'm just going to say, listen, guys, I'm homeless, I'm gay. People bully me because I'm gay. I need a place to feel safe. Need a place to feel safe. Yeah, okay? No. My dad's going to beat me. Do you live with your dad? No, but he's still going to beat me. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll give you a house, yeah. Listen, 100% right. Good insight. How'd you like the whiskey?
Let's have a little sip.
You like the whiskey? Cheers to that.
No, it's nice. Listen, cheers, mate.
Cheers to the first
episode 1.
Episode 1. Listen, guys. Listen, we're
subscribe.
Almost, like this video right now. And it's not just because we care about the numbers, but it's because you need to like this so the algorithm picks it up. Yeah. Okay? Because if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, listen, this is essentially the dark web of fucking YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay?
no,
They've
definitely.
hid this for a very long time, and you're actually lucky. Okay,
that you're going to hear
you're
this.
lucky that you've been blessed.
When we get big, you will not hear this on YouTube. I'm telling you now. Okay?
Exactly. And just one more quick thing.
Go on, mate.
When you say, like, if let's say this gets big, it will get big eventually.
It's going to get big.
It's
going to take time, consistency.
It takes time. Listen, we're honest. We're not naive, right? But it's okay to say this now. Listen, guys, when we get good amount of subscribers, we start talking like this, they're going to come after it. They're going to shut it down. And that alone will be proof that everything we're saying is true. It depends on what you're saying. For example, they'll probably delete our fucking Instagrams for saying this, yet that guy who literally had a newborn baby sucking on his man fucking hairy nipples, paedophile man, hairy, degenerate, disgusting nipples, they're gonna put him on the algorithm so we can get more followers.
Yeah. All right. I just want to say congratulations to the US of A, greatest country in the world, apparently. Their national debt has just reached 34 trillion, and in the last 4 months, it's gone up £1 trillion.
And what's funny is, listen,
where does all the money go?
Joe Biden he's raised that debt ceiling time and time again.
Yeah,
basically every week it's like, oh, just
a little bit more.
Congress,
he's on the
phone to people in Congress. Listen, you guys, you got to help me out. Trust me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, all right. Okay, I've got.
Wait, what did you said? Why? Why is that? But listen, I'll tell you why.
No, I'm saying, where does the money go?
Where does the money go?
Yeah, this
fucking
is what I'm
overseas. It goes to pride shit.
Ukraine.
Listen, you guys, and listen,
Israel.
I'm talking to you guys in what they would call the flyover states. The flyover states, which, by the way, is where I would want to go. You real guys. They call it fucking yeehaw town. I'm talking to you guys in Nashville, fucking Texas, whoever. The people who really just want to get on with their lives and they're not bothered with all that stuff. They don't give you money.
No. Won't get money.
They don't give you money. It is crazy.
No, it's the same with the UK. The NHS asked for like a 35% pay rise. They didn't get it.
No.
So no, that's far too much. It's far too much. I mean, you've constantly got rail strikes in the UK.
Vladimir Zelensky asked for something.
Yeah, here's 500 million.
500 million? Do you just want $1 billion? Just $1 billion, yeah? Okay, sweet.
Yeah, just have $1 billion.
Sweet.
That'd be all right.
It is crazy. Listen. News come out today, and I'm going to go against, I'm going to say something against, and I actually like Rishi Sunak. Well, compared to everyone else, I don't mind it, right? Today, this morning, he released, and the way they word it is actually really funny because he releases this video, who would like to get 450 quid? Oh, yeah. Well, you've all got 450 quid because we've just done a tax cut and everyone gets 450. Listen, if you think that is going to affect you or that is good news, you are being you're delusional if you think that's going to help you.
Yeah, no,
definitely. It is crazy.
It's crazy. I want to have a go at all you fucking vegans, all right? All you vegans and you climate activists, okay? I will never ever convert to eating cabbage for breakfast or lunch, okay? And that was never going to happen. I love a steak. I'm not ever going to change my mind. I'm going to be doing the same thing constantly, and I will eat steak, chicken, meat all the time, okay? And I don't, whatever you're saying about how fucking, we can't kill these pigs, we can't kill this. Think, right? These pigs, cows, etc., they are bred.
Yeah, they're only alive for we can eat.
They're bred to be eaten, okay? It's not like a pig you see in the wild in the Bahamas, for example.
It's not a fucking hog with big tusks.
They are bred.
These are they're blubber. They are blubber to be eaten.
They are bred so we can eat them, okay? And it's like saying, for example, right? If you were swimming in the ocean and, you're swimming, you're paddling, next thing you know, or actually no, you and your missus are swimming, okay? You and your missus are swimming through the ocean, on holiday, lovely, okay, sweet. A great white shark fucking bites your missus in half, okay? She's dead, eaten. You're not going to blame the shark, are you? No. You're in a massive food chain. And that is what happened. It's a food chain.
It's a survival of the fittest, okay? There's a reason listen, when you think about, technically, okay, so maybe if you're a killer whale can get you or a bear will overpower you. But in the scheme of things, when we're talking about, especially on land, we're the top of the food chain and they're the fucking reason, okay? Because our ancestors were ruthless, so you can now sit here in a warm, comfy bed. You understand? Like,
Yeah.
we are. If think about it, let's say the cow. Okay, who's feeding the cow? Okay, because you're feeding. Speak to a farmer. Your chickens, your pigs, your whatever. The foxes are trying to get in the UK. Okay, it's really only your chickens, etc. The foxes are trying to get them, but they're being protected by us. We're the ones keeping them alive,
keeping them safe.
Otherwise, you think some animals wouldn't come get them?
No, definitely.
You think these when you're talking about like a piglet, for example, you think the foxes won't get a little piggy because there's so many that the mother ain't going to be able to protect them all.
No, 100%.
Okay, it's crazy. It's crazy talk, and I don't see anyone complaining about. For example, a pigeon gets eaten by a fox. You don't complain about that.
It's just the natural system that occurs within the universe.
And listen, here's the thing: if you're a woman, you ain't gonna listen anyway. But you men, especially, listen. I'm telling you, you will be weaker. There's a reason you're ill every 2 weeks. There's a reason every month you got headaches and you don't feel well. It's because you're vegan.
You're eating grass.
And here's the thing. Okay, I know vegans very, very well. I know very, very close vegans to me. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, but we're taking protein supplements. We're getting the protein, but there's a difference. Protein, there's a reason that you don't have let's say even your protein shake.
The protein that they're taking, right?
It's manufactured.
It's not real. It's not real protein. It's created in a lab somewhere. And also, I'd like to say, basically, a lot of you vegans probably don't even realise this, right? For you to plant your cabbages, your lettuces, and whatever you eat, your avocados, right? What animals eat plants, wheat, grain? Whatever you eat, right? There's animals that eat that, okay? Rodents. Loads of animals as well, right? These animals, okay? If you're growing a farm of lettuces, for example, you have to kill all the animals within like a 5-mile radius, otherwise they're getting eaten. I'm telling you,
these rabbits
be doing double the damage.
These rabbits are getting fucking boom. They're getting shotgunned dead.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 1,000,000%. Okay? It's crazy.
And something has to die for you to survive, okay?
Yeah,
whether it's a plant or a cow or a pig, something has to die. It's still the same thing. It's still the same process. But it's just slightly different.
And listen, here's the thing. This is actually kind of the darker, scarier side that people don't actually think about. And it took me a while to really understand that, actually, hang on a minute. These people who say, okay, well, vegans, animals, life, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. What you're basically implying is that you see a cow or a pig as valuable as a human.
Yeah.
And that's where I start thinking, well, hang on a minute. No, it's always, and it all links back to the same.
Separate.
It's the same people who clearly hate, it's the same people who hate the country, who hate your guts, who hate anyone but themselves, who want to cancel you, blah, 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 eat vegan. They don't view human life in a good way. They don't see humans as up here. It's like cow, whatever the fuck, pig, blah, blah, blah. Listen, okay, let's talk about animals, right? I like dogs. I like dogs. But if you had to be real, if you had to be really, really real, if someone said all the dogs in the world or all the cows and pigs, you'd say, fuck me, well, we got to eat.
Yeah.
Like,
I would eat my dog.
At a certain point, a cow, it's like human cows, chicken. Okay, maybe you get rid of the cows, you still got pigs and chicken, but that's not enough. Well, maybe it's enough to go around. I don't know, but you need the cows, so there's enough for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So you talk these animals that you see as precious. Like, people see their dog almost as high as themselves, but really, you should be seeing the cow like that. The cow is the reason that your grandparents ate, your ancestors ate. This is what your kid needs to eat this shit, and the milk, etc. Listen, I've had your almond milk, your fucking oat milk. It doesn't taste as good. It don't taste as good. But here's the thing: it's not even milk. Milk is dairy. Milk is something that comes out of an animal. You're talking about water that's white. You're talking about white, thick water. You're just talking about fluid. It's not milk. So even they're selling you on a delusion anyway. This is almond milk. Well, no, it's not. It's almond. It's fucking coconut water, really.
Yeah, and the thing is, all the chemicals and that are in them, they're made in the lab. Like they're not good for you.
And like you said, you want your fucking just your corn or your wheat, whatever. Listen. And I know farmers, okay? They are killing animals every fucking day. There's a reason they have shotguns. Like, why do you think these farmers have fucking shotguns? It's not to protect them. It's because they got to shoot these animals that are trying to get at the fucking crops.
Yeah, no.
Or the
definitely.
chickens.
If you're a Star Wars fan, just know that Star Wars has got a lot better, okay? They've decided to hand over the franchise, £67 billion worth of franchise.
Excellent business idea.
Yeah, to a Pakistani feminist, okay? And I think this is honestly the best move they could have done. Because Star Wars is going to get so much better.
Yeah, it's going to get so much better because she says, and I quote, it's time for the far, far galaxy to have a woman leading the story. She needs her own story.
No, definitely, and I think that's so interesting.
Even though, remember, listen, I don't see the. I remember seeing some of the old Star Wars. I can't say what the plot is, right? I didn't see the newer ones, but I'm pretty sure Princess Leia is got to be the top 2 character. She's like the second or third. There's like women in Star Wars. I've seen the posters over the years. It's all fucking women anyway.
Yeah.
But they're not happy. They're not happy because there's still a man in charge.
Now there's Pakistani feminists in charge. It should be good.
In America, funny enough. Like, she doesn't do that in our country. Interesting.
Star Wars is gay, but
Star Wars is gay, and the reason Star Wars is gay is because it's just fucking pew 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 lightsaber blah blah blah.
Shing, shing.
It's gay. Listen, guys, it's fucking gay. Stop, please. Listen. Even if it's entertaining, it's still gay. And here's the thing: it's like, what was that? Dungeons and Dragons. That's it. I think it was a board game, but it might be a show. I don't know, right? Even if it's good, I'm sure that if you really sat down and there was nothing else to watch and you put it on. I think it's a board game, but let's say there's a film, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure these things are kind of interesting if there's nothing to watch and you put it on and it's, oh, yeah, oh, nice. But it's fucking gay.
Yeah.
And you, listen, there's a fine line between not giving a fuck what anyone thinks and thinking, okay, I've still got a reputation to keep up. Okay? So you cannot be seen liking Star Wars and all that bullshit.
No, definitely.
It's fucking gay.
And I want to talk about, this is a thing for all you men, right? All you men out there. If you're a fully grown man, right, and you're sat there playing games on your phone, this really bugs me, okay? You see boys and they're like playing Candy Crush, like fully grown men, like 40, 50-year-old men, right, playing Candy Crush on their phone.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans.
I've never downloaded
some gay
that.
Football game.
Ever.
Or like some
all
stupid...
the football games.
Yeah, or some stupid golf game. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Does your brain actually get stimulated by something so simple and so stupid?
It's so fucking gay. Listen, I'm embarrassed, and I'll say it myself because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm embarrassed from when I fucking played 8-ball pool when I was 18. When I was 15.
Literally, you like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. All these things. Do it in real life.
Yeah.
You want to play 8-ball pool? Get a fucking pool table and do it.
Or go down the pub with your mates.
Go down the pub and socialise.
And gamble with your mates.
Gamble. Listen, you should be
gamble with your mates for some money, just a couple of quids. You know, have a bit of conversation and
little something.
So much
so
better.
That you can even if it's just pool, and I'm not even necessarily a pool guy. I'm not going to sound shit because I'm doing everything I do, especially sports. But here's the thing: even then, if you're going to play pool on your phone, you haven't done anything. You've not. Listen, this is nothing. You need to get down with the fucking queue or whatever. At least you've done something. At least there's competition. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm better than you at a game. No, I'm actually better than you.
Yeah.
You can't actually do that.
It's not just that, right? If you go to the bar, for example, and you go and play a pool with your mates, there might be a cheeky little bartender you can chat up. She might be a nice little bird. There might be a little girl. You might be able to get some.
Competition.
You're not only having the competition, you're getting to speak to that girl. You know, you're building that relationship. You're getting better at speaking. You're getting better at chatting to girls rather than fucking, chatting to a girl on
because listen, here's the thing.
Because you can chat to them.
Even if you're good at games, whether we're talking fucking Xbox, any of that bullshit, it doesn't matter. They don't care. You have to be good in real life. Without if you're good at Call of Duty, they don't give a fuck. At least if you're good at pool, and pool's not even the best thing, but even if you're good at pool, the darts is all over the
darts
TV.
Geezer,
the darts is all over TV.
What was he, 16?
Is that 16-year-old? Luke Little or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't watch darts because I don't like darts. But
no, I don't.
Even then, even if you're good at darts, you're good at something. You're actually good at something. Yeah. They respect that. Your peers respect that. Your elders respect that. The business guy, maybe, and here's the thing, maybe you're trying to you're trying to network. There's someone who's at
Yeah.
the pub who's got some money. Maybe he
don't
owns
know.
a company.
You don't know who you're going to meet.
Maybe you beat him at a game of pool. Maybe he says, "Oh, look, you beat him at a game of 8-ball pool." He's going to say, "Oh, fuck, who cares?" You beat him at a game of pool. He's oh, this guy's he's good at something. He has something. Something's better than nothing, and games are fucking nothing unless you are actually getting paid. And if the chances are you are not.
Yeah, definitely.
1,000,000%.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, listen, that's 100%. 100%.
Count how many times we say 100% in this video, okay?
Yeah.
And put it in the comments.
If you count right, there's a bottle of whiskey coming your way.
We'll give you a glass.
Okay, it's going to be Jack Daniels. All right, the budget's tight.
Okay, I want to talk about how this is going to upset a lot of people probably, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I don't really give a fuck. Okay, how having a baby at the minute is a trend. Okay,
Yeah, it's a trend.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed.
I've noticed since I was fucking
Right,
17.
you get these girls, right? So they have this baby, and I'm not against single mums, not against anything like this, but you have these certain girls, right, that will have a baby. They'll put a little silly fucking bow on the baby's head. They'll take a photo of it for TikTok or Instagram.
My spudge, my pudding.
Yeah, and they'll just upload it constantly. And it's like, look at little Timmy in his new Ralph Lauren tracksuit. And it's like, no one cares about your fucking kid. You're probably a shit mother.
It's a competition between you women. And listen, like, don't get me wrong, and don't get it twisted. Kids are great, but two things. One, posting a picture of your child's face all over the internet is not a good idea. Trust me, it's just not a good idea. You don't want random strangers because even if you're friends with 300 people, how many of them are you really friends with? You don't want them knowing
5.
Your kid's face and name and where they go to school and what they're wearing that day, etc. But even so, there's something about it. It's just not. It's like that should be private. And even so, even if it's not private, it's still a trend that you're just getting in for no reason.
Yeah, no,
it's like
definitely.
but I'm convinced that a lot of people want kids just for the pictures. They just want the photos.
They just want to drive around, you know, show their mates. Oh, look at little, look at little Barry with his outfit. Dressed up as a Christmas tree. But listen, I'm not slating mothers. I'm not slating them at all because listen, I can imagine it's a very hard job, all right. And I'm not.
It is a hard job.
I can't tell you because I'm not a woman. So
and he never can be.
And I haven't got
impossible
kids
for a man to be a woman.
either.
But yeah, carry on.
No, but I haven't got kids either, so I can't.
Me neither. I don't have kids.
It's difficult to talk about, but I know that the women like taking photos of their children. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I completely understand that. I'm not saying don't take photos of your kids at all, because you should take photos of your kids because it's nice to remember it. In 20 years' time, you can say, look, this is what you look like, and it's not a bad thing.
Yep.
But there's a difference between taking a photo of your kid for future to show them or show family or remember it, and taking photos of your kid like it's some type of accessory, okay?
Yeah,
it's not an accessory.
It's almost become like when you were like 17, 18, you take a picture of your shoes on Christmas. It's almost like that. It's almost like that.
Exactly like that.
It is like that. It's like when you take a picture of your food, but it's like, yo, one, no one cares, and two, it's almost like you haven't even asked. Like, I know they're your kids, so technically, it's like,
you haven't asked for consent.
You haven't asked for consent. This kid's gonna grow up, and then it's like, yo, my whole childhood is on Facebook. Why? Why can everyone see me as a kid?
Yeah.
Why are you putting an emoji over my fucking dick in the bath? Why are you doing this to me? It's embarrassing.
No, it is embarrassing. I feel completely sorry for the kid. I feel exposed, to be honest with you. If I was a child and my mum took a photo of me in the bath, put a little, what is it, the eggplant emoji over my cock.
It would be.
I'd hate it.
I'd have a peanut one like that.
She'd have to make the eggplant really small.
Yeah, so she'll get it as small as it can be. Listen, no, 100% true. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And here's the thing. It's just, that's not everyone else's. What are you doing?
No. Like, nobody actually cares.
No one cares. Because here's the thing. You don't care when you see someone else's kid. I know you don't. You don't give a fuck. But it's like this competition. Competition, listen. I think if you're a woman, you want to have private life, 100%.
Yeah,
private.
definitely.
Keep it private.
I want to have a private life, but we started this, so tits up.
But still, you don't know much about us.
No, you don't know. You won't see us posting on socials all the time. You won't really hear much.
No.
I'm not one of them geezers that will flick through TikTok constantly, like I see some of you. Mm-hmm. But no, we're not like that.
You should be coming on to see this only.
Yeah, okay? That's it. That's the only thing you want to watch.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, you guys should be watching, and I'm not just trying to plug this show as much as I can, even though, well, I can't do that, but listen, you should be watching shows like this. I think the best thing you could do, especially if you're a man and you're around 18 to 25, like, instead of watching bullshit, or scrolling through bullshit or playing fucking bullshit games on your Xbox. You should be like listening to people speaking, because remember, what you've got your phone. It's a tool. You should be hearing people speak, communication, because people aren't as, and listen, it's just the way things are now.
Yeah,
people aren't as social as they used to be, especially now with your phones. Okay, so let's say back in the day, you used to go out as a kid. Used to go out, used to talk, used to
I was going to say
go out on a
exactly
bike, you'd socialise. But now you're not going to sit in the park, you're not going to sit in the car parks
anymore. You don't learn that aspect of speaking.
Yeah, so you'll go, Dave, you don't really speak to many people outside. Maybe you chat to your friends a little bit, but at least watching these shows with people speaking, one, speaking facts so you stay up to date, two, you just get used to hearing people have a conversation and you don't lose that skill. But also, it's just better time. If you're going to watch stuff, it is so much better to watch real interactions rather than fake whatever Hollywood is just pumping down your throat.
I want to tie into the fact that, you was talking about how 20 years ago, etc. Basically, 20 years ago, when they didn't have phones, or longer than that, let's say 30, 40 years ago, your grandparents, for example, when they didn't have phones, if they wanted to be somebody or do something in life, they had to go out physically and get it, okay?
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to literally get it at your fingertips. You can Google anything. You can search anything. If I wanted to, I could search how to be a fucking astronaut, okay? I could search it, do a course online probably, and then I could go to the fucking moon.
You could get a lot of information before you even do anything. Let's just say you were going to a job interview. Someone kind of famous. You can go on you can find out everything about them. You can go on their Facebook and their wife's posted their kid. You can tell them what their kid was wearing the other day. You can know everything about these people. You can really get an insight. You can learn so much. You can see YouTube is great. You can see videos. I mean, let's say, listen, if your fucking, I don't know, toilet's blocked, you can go on YouTube
and Google how to fix it.
It's great, and you need to make the most of it. Don't just scroll through fucking bullshit. Really don't. Make the most of it. It's all free. Well, I say free, they're taking your data and everything, but it's basically free. You're not giving cash.
No, you're getting it for free. And I want to touch on something. There's a fella called David Icke, and the quote from him is, true wisdom is knowing how much you really don't know, okay? So true wisdom is knowing how little you actually know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to touch on David Icke. I don't know if you've heard of him, okay? You probably haven't heard of him. Maybe you have.
I don't know much about
him. Okay, I'll explain
to
you about him, okay? So basically, David Icke, he's about 70 years old now. He's quite an old boy. Anyway, back in the 1970s, 1960s, anyway, 80s maybe, in that era.
A couple decades ago.
Yeah, a couple decades ago. Basically, he was a former footballer, okay? So he used to play for Coventry, I think, and then a few other clubs. And then he ended up being a sports broadcaster because he, I think he had arthritis in one of his legs or something. Anyway, he ended up basically having this paranormal experience, shall we say, okay? He had this paranormal experience. He explains it better than I will. But he has this paranormal experience, and he's going into how, basically, he has sort of figured out what is going on in the world and who sort of runs the world, and he'll explain to you everything about what they're trying to do, what they're doing, and just basically everything that's going on. And I want to say something that's completely, like, I 100% believe this person, because what he's saying is completely true. He's been predicting and writing books, for 40, 50 years, and everything he said. So basically, if you ask your parents, right, your parents will know who David Icke is. If you ask your parents who David Icke is, they will say he's a lunatic, okay? And he's a lunatic because basically he was coming out saying all this stuff, saying they're going to connect AI to the brain. There's going to be this stuff with the 5G. There's going to be this thing with the transhumans. There's going to be COVID. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. And he's writing books about it. This is in the He was writing about this in the 1980s.
Well, that's why when I just got his sort of profile up and Googled him now, all it's controversial, conspiracy theorists.
But the thing is, right, what people don't understand, he's not very, you won't hear about him a lot, but there's massive names that follow him, okay? You've got Andrew Tate follow him, Tristan Tate, they all follow him on Twitter, they all know about him, they're huge names, okay? And the funniest thing is, right, he doesn't talk about anything like, go out and protest, go out and do this. He is banned in 26 countries. He's not allowed to go to 26 countries in the world because of what he said.
For this?
For talking. That's it.
Speaking.
It's not like he's talking on how to kill people. He's just giving his opinion on what he thinks and what he sees around the world and what he has gathered and what knowledge he knows. Okay, because he's gone around the world. He spoke to whistleblowers in America, in Australia, all over the world.
He's the guy who will actually speak to people who have been shut down.
Yeah, basically. But he literally, his name was slandered. People would spit on him in the street for probably 20, 30 years. And now, finally, he's sort of starting to get the recognition he deserves. Like, people are starting to listen to him and say, look, do you know what? You're actually right. After COVID, a lot of people are listening to him and understanding that what he's saying is so true. And if you haven't heard of him, type him in on Rumble. Have a little listen to one of his podcasts because he's really interesting, okay? And he's... Yeah, like I said, he's getting old now. He's got a son. His son's starting to take over.
I think he's... It says here he's 68. I don't know how old this was. He looks about 68.
No, he's an old fella. Okay, but he's really interesting, all right? And people might say he's fucking mad, but he's very, very intelligent. When you listen to him, you think if you've been studying something for 50 years...
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Bearing in mind, he was a completely normal person. He was literally a footballer for Coventry. I think a lot of people. This
happens to a lot of people and you see what happens. The media slowly just push him out. I forget about him. Listen, I'll tell you about someone now.
But he's carried on going. You see?
He's still carried on going for 50
years. For 50 years, he's carried on going.
I mean, listen, if he's 68, then he's talking about.
So
5G,
he must be.
He's talking about the pandemic. Listen, his YouTube and Facebook pages were deleted.
No, definitely. But the thing is, he...
okay, so that was in 2020. So that means he's 72 now. Yeah, 72 now. 72. So that was 4 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. But no, he's extremely interesting. And it's not like he's just speaking random facts. He'll give you evidence to everything he says. It's not like it's not researched. It's not like what he's saying is complete fucking... He's pulled it out his arse.
Yeah.
It's actual evidence to what he's saying. And people have not... Actually, you need to give him a listen. Yeah, you need to listen to him.
The best way, I think, to become smarter, and especially when it comes to having your own opinion, you have to listen to all points of view.
Yeah, and then make your own opinion.
Say, okay, well, I kind of agree with that. This sounds wrong, but he's saying it. I trust him because he said this. He's got a track record of being right. So even if, let's say you're not sure, but someone's got a track record of being right. Well, I'm going to go with that for a minute. I'm not going to start repeating it, but I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind until someone proves it wrong. And you sort of pick and choose what these people say. The issue is a lot of people are listening to the media will say conspiracy theorist. So you just say, he's a conspiracy theorist. He's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's just far right or even far left. If I say someone's far left, go check yourself. Don't just believe me. Don't just believe the media. You know, it's crazy because, listen, he is... What I'm reading here, he has been shut out.
Yeah, massively. No, he has. Like I said, he's banned in 26 countries.
If you're
he lives in the Isle of Wight. He's banned in 26 countries for speaking. Can't go to the Netherlands. Can't go to a load of other countries.
And guess what? I bet he only speaks English as well.
No, he does.
You probably can't even understand him.
No, he does. He only speaks English.
Because they got a phone call. Yeah. No, don't let him about.
No,
he's not allowed.
He is literally exposing everyone. And do you know what? I feel like sort of happy for him because he's been doing it for so long. When you've been trying, you think about it, right? People try. People say, I tried for 5 years and, my business didn't work out. He's been at it for 50 years. For 50 years. Yeah. Okay? He's never stopped. You have to respect the hustle. Do you know what I'm saying?
Who decided, this is what I'm going to do with my life, and I'm not going to stop, no matter what anyone says, no matter how they try to shut me up, they try to cancel me, they won't let me go here. Okay, if I've got to sit in my house till the end of time, I'm going to say what I think's right, because I can't be bought, sold, or shut up.
Yeah.
Until
that's exactly what he does.
Listen, and here's the thing. He was lucky that this was ages ago. This was now. They'd probably fucking kill him.
And the thing
is,
they'd probably
fucking kill him.
He was really big at one point, okay, and everyone was sort of starting to listen to what he was saying. But basically, he got invited on the Joe Rogan show, okay, and he spoke about this before, yeah. So Joe Rogan said, "I would love to have you on." Anyway, he was meant to go on, okay, and he speaks about this openly. He was meant to go on to the Joe Rogan show, okay, but then that day, I think it was a couple of days before he ended up flying there because he lives in the Isle of Wight. Joe Rogan sent an email, or his management team, whatever, they sent an email saying, you can't come, basically. And you just think, hang on a minute, why are you not allowed to come? Because he exposes everybody. David Icke, he exposes everyone, and he'll talk about...
It's surprising that even that comes from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Joe Rogan's he can only say so much because of what he's linked to. He's linked to the UFC massively, okay? And it's a £1 billion company. He can't say too much because it's going to upset a lot of people.
He's got the Spotify contract. And
it's going to upset a lot of people. So he has to sort of, you know, stay within the boundaries, I guess. So he can talk about certain stuff, but he does have to sort of stay in the boundaries. But David,
that probably was someone above, because remember, listen,
this
Joe Rogan. Listen, I don't know him personally, but I've watched enough stuff. At this point, everyone knows Joe Rogan. They know what he's about. Listen, that's like his perfect guess. If anything, like, don't get me wrong, okay, Joe has, sometimes he'll have some, you know, he'll have like an Elon Musk to talk about like rockets, he'll have like some nature guys, he'll have some, you know, some crazy guy who lived in the woods, who does hunting, or have some fighters. His biggest, like, if anything sort of just shows exactly what Joe Rogan is about, it is conspiracy. It is discussing ideas about this, that, oh, you think this happened? What about this secret society? That, blah, blah, blah. Aliens. Like, that's what he is about. So the fact that that never happened, you have to ask questions.
Completely.
So the fact that you said that is a great point, because listen, that is like Joe Rogan's cup of tea. That is exactly what you would want. That's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan wants. That's what everyone wants. That is Joe Rogan experience in a nutshell. And the fact that that never happened, you have to ask questions. You have to say, well, why?
But like,
who made that decision?
No, go on, mate. Sorry.
No, that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, like I said, his son Gareth. Like I said, I listen to him quite a lot. But his son Gareth is carrying on. He's got a daughter as well, anyway. But no, they're carrying on, and their content's really interesting.
Well, listen, shout out to him.
Shout out to David Icke, mate.
I myself are gonna
listen. You should listen to him.
Just over the weekend, I'm gonna go look at some stuff.
You should listen to him.
Do we know where we can find him? Or
Rumble. Find him on Rumble and Twitter.
Listen, Rumble's the one.
X
is the one. Shout out Elon Musk. And shout out Chris from Rumble. I don't know your last name. Pavlovsky or something. I don't want to say your name because I don't want to get it wrong. But it's Chris who runs Rumble. Free speech, guys. It's what the world's all about.
Right, I want to talk on a topic that a lot of people, they might be struggling with at the minute. You know, it might be happening to you. But a lot of the problems you think you actually have don't actually exist, okay? They do not actually exist, all right? So the problem that you've created in your mind doesn't actually exist. It's not real, okay? You might think, for example, oh, I've got a big nose, okay? I hear girls say this, I hear boys say stuff like that. Not really boys, but girls. You hear girls say stuff like that. Oh, you know, I've got a big nose, okay? Right? You don't actually have a big nose at all. But you've created this problem in your mind, and you're constantly thinking about it, right? And you constantly thinking about it is going to build up. It's going to build up. It's going to make anxiety. I don't believe in anxiety, but it's going to build up and create problems. You are literally creating these problems for yourself. Conor McGregor said something actually once, and it was before he sort of got big, and he was saying, somebody was interviewing him, and he said, they asked him, you know, is it 50% mental or 50% physical or whatever? And he said, it's 100% mental. Okay? Obviously, you've got to be fit, but you need the mindset to get fit.
100%. 100%. It's all about the mindset.
You can be born, right? 6'4", massive, but if you can't be bothered to go to the gym, then you're going to be a fat cunt.
And the 6'4" fat guy is even more off-putting. Even more of a big fucking fat lump. Okay? Listen, 100% correct, because here's the thing. The amount of times even I've had to say to myself, you know, you've been a bitch for that's not real.
No.
I'm in this shop. I remember like a couple of years being in a shop, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like everyone's looking at me. Who cares? Even if they are, who cares? There's no anxiety. I'm not scared to do this. I'm not scared to meet him. I'm not scared to speak to her. Who cares?
Like you're in the shower, for example. You're a boy. You're looking down. You're looking at your pee-pee.
Yeah.
And
looking
you're thinking,
down, oh fucking hell.
Fucking hell, you know, it's small. Okay, maybe it is small,
It might be. You're a small boy.
But it might not be, okay? So you thinking that it is, it's just making it a problem. Listen, you can't change it.
The best thing you can do, and I've had people, and there's two sides, because some people will say, oh, well, you think you're this and that. It's like, well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but I feel better. You have to convince yourself you're the man in everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. You have to think about all the... There's a reason you have role models, right? But people will look at, and McGregor's a good one because everyone loves McGregor. People look up to McGregor. People look up to Cristiano Ronaldo. People look up to fucking Donald Trump, whoever, Elon Musk. These people have confidence. Okay, you ask Conor McGregor who's the best about, even if he's lost 3 fights in a row, he's going to say, I'm the fucking best. Okay? You ask Cristiano Ronaldo who's the best in the world, I'm the fucking best. But then again, you have people in the same fields. You ask Conor McGregor who's the best, me. You ask Khabib who's the best, me. You ask fucking Mayweather who's the best, me.
They all think they're the best.
Muhammad Ali, me. Michael Jordan, me. LeBron James, me. Kobe Bryant, me. There's a like those people at the top. You ask them who's the best, they're gonna say me. If someone asks me, listen, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know if he could be a fucking black belt MMA champion boxer one punch machine. But I'm gonna back myself just going in there.
Yeah.
Who's the best looking? I'm the best looking guy about. The amount of times I say to girls, whatever, over the park, I'm the best looking guy about. Oh, you think you're this? No, but I am.
No, I am.
If
Yeah,
I
you've
keep
got to
saying
believe it. You've
I
got to
am.
believe
I
it.
don't care. I'm the best looking guy.
You
There's
need
two
to believe
people in this
it.
room right now. I'm the best looking, all right? That's the thing you have to have. Okay? We went to the gym earlier. When we walked in there, listen, there's some fucking big guys in the gym. In my head, I'm the number one here. All right?
I'm the wham.
Yeah.
I'm the wham machine, bro. I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But yeah, exactly. And listen, here's the thing. We talk about the gym real quick. Me and George went to the gym earlier, right? And here's the thing. This is how much like your mentality is what carries you, right? We've gone in there. My shoulders straight away fucking fucked. My shoulders were dead. My shoulders were gone, right? It'd been like 5 minutes, right? We're in a crowded gym. George is still going. So I easily could have stopped. You guys, you would have stopped.
Yeah, you would have bitched out.
You would have
like
bitched out.
Girl.
But I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute. We're doing this in the gym. I'm in a crowded gym. I'm a fucking man. I'm telling myself I'm the best. I'm going to go on a fucking podcast later and preach to you guys. I have to be the best.
Yeah, no,
so what did I do?
To.
I kept fucking going, even though it was killing. It was killing me, and I fucking pushed through it. I easily could. There was a point. My arms, they were just dangling. I thought to myself, I was thinking, he was down. He's doing this. He's doing that. I'm thinking, fuck me. My shoulders feel like they're gonna go off. If someone come and ripped these out of the fucking sockets, I'll fucking thank them. I'm killing. I'm dying. But I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna be that guy out of everyone else. Even if it means pain, you still have to be the best. You still have to tell yourself you're the best. So maybe if you're fat, right? Don't listen. You have to be realistic. I was realistic. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the strongest, but I'm still the best. Which means I keep going. If you're fat and ugly, you have to say, no, I'm the best looking guy in the room, and I guarantee you still take the fucking bitch home with you. Or to her house. Because you're a fucking smelly gamer. So you're not going to take them to your house. Because you're disgusting.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to ask you a question.
I think it's time for another drink.
I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah, let's have another drink. I'm going to ask you a question, right? Do you think women should be allowed to be in the police force? Now, my opinion on this, right? I don't think women should be allowed to be in the police force, okay? And the reason for that is they're not intimidating, are they, really? If you get arrested and a woman grabs hold of you, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, why has she got hold of me? I think women should be allowed to do hostage situations, okay? So, you know, like when somebody gets kidnapped or terrorists... Negotiating. Yeah, that's it. Hostage situation. Negotiating.
Yeah.
They should be able to do that because as a woman, you know, if you're normally going to be negotiating with a man, you should be able to... they can sort of play them a little bit, flirt with them.
They can play.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Please come with me. They got a glow cutting top. They got this top down there.
Yeah, that's exactly
bit of this. Hello. Yeah, 1,000,000%. To answer the question,
do you think they should be police?
Probably not. No. And people are going to say, "Oh yeah, but this, you know, you're this, you're that, you're sexist, you're misogynist." Well, hang on a minute. Listen. Let's just say there's two situations. I'm fucking robbing a bank or I'm breaking into a building, whatever. There's an exit, one door. I'm in a warehouse. I'm fucking putting iPhones in my pocket. I'm in Amazon's warehouse. This, that, boom. Police come to the door. There's two women at the door, or there's two men. If there's two women, I'm running through.
Push them out the way.
They're not going to intimidate me. There's like, what the fuck? And think about this. Imagine you're a woman. And this is where women really need to fit. Because it's not about the men, it's about the women. Right? Yeah. Because let's say you're a woman, you're more likely to need to call the police on your partner if something was to go bad. Right? Let's say you've got a guy, he's domestic violence, whatever. Imagine if they send a fucking woman to help you. Yeah. You're going to think, no.
What is this fucking bitch doing it?
The men ain't fucking good enough right now. The amount of fucking police that are fat fucking pathetic losers who I think to myself, If you did not have that badge, you would be the biggest coward in the room. You're probably still a coward now, but you got the fucking government behind you. So if you're a fucking woman, no offense, and this doesn't mean, it's almost to protect you, okay? Because you're more likely to get fucked up. Listen, let me tell you something. There's people out there that don't give a fuck. You're a fucking policeman. You're in their way.
You're getting pushed
if
out
you're
of the way.
in the way between freedom or fucking 10 years in the nick, you're going to get your head caved in. And if you're a fucking woman, listen, if you're a woman policeman, when I was fucking 15, 16, I could have easily overpowered you. Easily. You wouldn't have caught me because you weren't fast enough. You wouldn't have been able to grab me or detain me because you weren't strong enough. None of that. You know, you literally, and this is not, it's not sexist to say, it's just realistic.
No, it's just
I'm getting Joey
scenario.
Barton on this fucking podcast. He'll tell you. All right,
No,
listen,
definitely.
There's something about it that if you're in a position of, and this is what the police, remember, police used to be, and in America it's different because they got guns, so you can be a bit more assertive, but the policemen have to be kind of the hardest. It's like an army guy. They should be the hardest guy in the room, near enough.
Yeah, no, they should be. They should be the most powerful. Yeah. They should be. You shouldn't be able. You should be able to. You should look at a police officer and think, "Fucking hell, I better be good."
Years
Do you know
ago,
what I mean?
Years ago, I'm talking decades ago. It was like being a policeman was like you're a copper. Oh, he's a copper. You had the tash, you had the hat, you had the what and what?
You had the beetle crackers on.
You had the. It's like, what are you saying? Come here, you.
Yeah,
come here. I'm gonna
backhand.
Now, maybe it's because people don't respect the work anymore, but now it's just like everyone there is a fucking pussy. There's a pussy.
No, they are.
Like, think about it, right? You'll have it. Let's say this is the crazy thing, right? You'll have in a bar or a club. It kicks off big time fight. Two big guys fighting. The bouncer gets involved, and then what happens? The police comes. The fucking bouncer's twice the side of the police guy anyway. Yeah. The bouncer.
There should be a requirement to be in the police.
There should be a requirement, 100%. Listen, there's a military standard. Yes, that's coming down a little bit, but there should be a police standard. I know there is technically a police standard, but it should be fucking a lot higher. It should be fucking high. The policeman should be the job that the big guys want to do. Okay, you want me to take control of the situation?
All right, I'll do that. I'll sort it out.
There's 20 people in that bar, and they're all rowdy. You want me and my fucking colleague to come in there? Okay, I'll do that because I'm the man. Not some fucking pussy. That's how you're going to win. Listen, there's a reason the little kid gets hit with or tasered. Is because the policeman's a pussy. So if you had a man's man in there, he ain't going to taser a little kid. No, he's just going to grab them and fucking knock their heads together.
No. All right. I've figured out how to fix society, okay?
Tell me.
And the way I've figured out how to fix society is... I see a lot of single mums and stuff, okay? But I believe, and you know, a lot of people, it's sort of normal if your kids are, if your parents are divorced, okay? My parents are divorced.
My parents, they weren't married, but
they're
not together.
They're not together, okay, yeah? So everywhere you go, you hear about people's parents not being together. They're divorced, they're not together, whatever. Anyway, I think, right, when you get engaged to somebody, right, it should be a requirement or a legal requirement. You cannot break up with them unless there is proof of abuse or something along them lines.
It's so easy
because it's too easy to get divorced, you see. So people will become more selective in their partners they pick. Not only that, they'd think, fucking hell, do I actually really want to marry this person? Because it's so easy to just say, fuck you, I want to take half your goods.
If you get married now, you're not actually, you're thinking 5-10 years down the line, we're gonna have a big wedding, I'm gonna put a picture on Facebook, worst comes to the worst, I'm only 27, so if it goes bad in 10 years, I can get a new guy by the time I'm fucking 40, like, and it's not a slate to the people that have done it. Listen, if the system's like that, why wouldn't you take advantage? But I think it should be a lot harder to get divorced. Listen, if I get married, truly married, I ain't getting divorced.
No.
Fuck it.
You'll have to deal with
You're with me forever.
Yeah, you'll have to deal with us.
But here's the thing. It's crazy. It's no fault divorce. No fault divorce. We can just walk away.
Yeah.
Marriage is essentially a business. Okay? And it should be a business where you're both saying, okay, we ain't giving up on this.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
It should be like that. And I think now, because it's too easy, and it's not just that, right? When the families break up and the mums end up single and the dads end up with somebody else, and you have a single mum, okay? You might not have a single mum, but you end up a single mum, okay? Right? The majority of the kids don't get disciplined properly.
No.
They don't get disciplined
No.
properly. Not all of them. Some of them are different. Obviously, each person,
If
each to their own. Each to their own.
If they're like fully English, they ain't getting
No,
disciplined.
it's each to their own, obviously.
Yeah,
but
not all of you, obviously.
no, completely. But a lot of the kids, I hear stories of 14, 15-year-old kids like putting their mum against the wall, holding a knife to their neck, and it's like
Crazy.
If you were my son and you done that, and I come home and my wife told me that. Yeah.
Eating. Listen, guys, I'll tell you, I was fucking basically terrified as my mum growing up because she understood that she needs to play the fucking bad guy and the good guy until I'm old enough so where she literally can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay? Listen,
completely.
I'll tell you a story, right? This is a time, a couple of years ago, I used to do some fencing. I used to fence for a living, do a bit of fencing. And me and this guy, we were fencing, and we heard, from my point of view, from our point of view, we heard this guy fucking screaming at his fucking girlfriend or whatever, man and woman bickering, I'll fucking kill you, this and that, because we're obviously outside, there's windows about, but just so you guys understand, it's one of those things where you've got all the back gardens, like all back to back, and then there's an alley in between, and then another gardens are back to back. So you've got like 8 houses, 10 houses where all the way you can't really pinpoint, and because of the echo, I was like, where's
you don't know where it's coming from.
Anyway, starts about 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, why are you turning the TV off? Blah blah blah. Get me this, get me a drink. Blah blah blah. Couple hours goes by, still screaming. We can't even work at this point. We're thinking, fucking hell, like we're gonna knock on the door. We're gonna have to start knocking doors, see what's going on. This guy's gonna end up killing his wife in a minute. He's screaming. You can tell she's crying. No one's coming out. No one's doing anything. Anyway, fast forward another 5-10 minutes. It's getting bad. Bad. Screaming. Things are throwing about. Anyway, we hear this. We've come out of the garden into the alley bit, right? We can see, all right? The door flings open. We're thinking, fuck. We're ready. We put the tools down. We drop the fucking panel against the wall. We're ready. Fucking like 10-year-old kid comes out on a BMX, just rides off. Do you understand how crazy that is? If that was me, right? As soon as he's talking to his mum, right? This is a kid screaming at his mum to a point we thought it was fucking domestic violence. No discipline. Obviously,
it was a kid.
Yeah, this is like a 10-year-old boy. He's got like a bit. I'm talking like a tiny little BMX. This is like a little kid, and I'm thinking to myself, if that was me, if I'd done even 0.01% of that, shoe, boom, head, I'm on the floor. I'm up in my room. I ain't coming down till fucking dinner's ready.
No.
Right? You have to discipline your fucking kids. I guarantee that kid fucking does whatever the fuck he wants now, and not in a good way.
And I want to say this, if you're younger and you're listening to this, respect your parents, do you know what I mean? Respect your mother. Don't be putting her against the wall and putting a knife to her, or your sister. Respect your family, respect your elders, because they've sacrificed everything to give you your life. And you owe that to them, to at least be respectful to them. I know they piss you off sometimes, because listen, what parents don't piss you off, all right? They're going to piss you off. Obviously, we're grown up now. We're not really too bothered, our parents are sweet. We're fine with our parents, but we know what it's like when you're 15, 16, 14, growing up.
Maybe you're punching the wall. Listen, here's the thing you have to think about it, right? You would not let anyone speak to your mum like that.
No.
Therefore, you have to lead by example.
Completely.
Because let's say, and here's the crazy thing, it's a knock-on effect. If you start speaking to your mum like shit, well, she gets, especially if she's a single mum, she gets a boyfriend, well, he's going to do the same. She's going to be, don't even, because even if you love her, whatever, she's then going to become accustomed to someone speaking to her like shit.
Yeah.
So when someone else speaks to her like shit, it's going to be normal. It's going to be normal. And listen, you trust me, you're better off acting good now, because you don't want to, you don't want to apologize when you're 20. No. Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to grow up, you're going to say sorry, and it's not good. Trust me, it is not good. You treat them with respect, because listen,
treat your parents with respect, because they've sacrificed everything for you.
Yeah, 100%.
They've gone and worked their whole life. They saved their money. They put the dinner on the table for you. I know some might not, but they've at least given you life. Okay,
even if they're shitty parents, they've
given you life.
Disrespect. No, they've given you life. You're alive because of
it.
They kept you alive. They kept you alive, even if they. And here's the thing: let's say you got a parent who's a piece of shit, because some of them are. Let's say they were fucking junkies, whatever the fuck. When you get older, just be respectful
Yeah.
and just cut them apart. Again, this comes to the thing, cut them apart. And when we spoke at the beginning of the episode
Not
about
literally.
letting go of relationships, not literally cut them apart, but just cut them off, right? When we're talking about letting go of these relationships, sometimes if you've got to do it with your parent, well, it doesn't have to be big and messy or whatever. Like these people that I cut out of my life, I never had an argument with them.
No,
I never name
messy.
called them.
And
I just slowly, no, you know what? No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to reply to that.
And the thing is, I heard Jordan Peterson say something, right? And it was to do with lifeguards, right? So basically, if somebody's drowning, right? Somebody's drowning, they're panicking, they're throwing their arms in the fucking air. Oh, I can't swim. They're drowning, they're swallowing the fucking water.
Yes.
Right? Anyway, lifeguards are taught to go in feet first, okay? They're meant to save them with their feet. So they, you jump in, you go. Do you know why they're taught to go in with their feet? Because if you go in face first, you're going to save this person panicking. They're going to grab a hold of you and they're going to fucking grab you.
Yeah,
they're going to
100%.
pull you down. They're going to drown you.
Because they're going to
They're literally going to drown you.
No, you come here with me.
They're going to drown you, okay? And what I mean by going in feet first is, if your parent, say for example, like James was saying, your parent was a crackhead, okay? And you want to rebuild that relationship. Go in with your feet first, try and help them. Try and benefit them, but don't at the same time let them memories that had happened when you were a child drag you down and pull you down.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Listen, you got a long life, but you've only got one life. So all the bad stuff that's happened to you, if it's come from a parent, obviously some things are obviously a lot worse than others, but you're going to have to somehow move past it. You're going to have to somehow move past it. And listen, especially you men, I'm really like I feel like even though listen, we're talking to you men and women, but especially you men, like you're gonna have to get over it because you don't want it to be this knock-on effect where it holds you back.
Yeah, no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save me and James. Got to save ourselves.
No one. Listen, no one was coming to save me earlier at the fucking gym. Right? No one was coming to save me. Okay, you're at the bar or the club. You're trying to chat. No one's going to come and help you.
No,
you're trying to make some money. No one's going to come and fucking help you.
No one's going to come and say, "Look, you got to say this." No one's going to whisper in your ear saying, "Look, just say this to her. Just say this to her." And
listen, you've got problems at home. Listen, reality is, really, no one's going to come and help you. Your friends, they feel bad for you, but they got their own stuff going on. They don't care. They don't. But maybe they're not up at night fucking crying about it. So you're going to have to be the one who sorts it all out. Listen, you're going to have to sort out any inconvenience in your life. Maybe other than a lawyer, you're gonna need to sort it out.
This is the thing I would like to say about trauma. Okay, so it links quite nicely with what you were saying, but basically trauma. I don't know if I've said it actually, but anyway, trauma. If you've had something traumatic happen to you, okay, a traumatic experience. Say you got touched by your dad. Okay, your dad touched you, or your granddad, he touched you. Okay, shout out granddad,
Uncle Tim. Yeah,
but anyway, say your granddad touched you, okay? That trauma will not leave you, okay? That will be with you forever. So you thinking that one day you're going to wake up and, it's just going to be gone out your brain. It's not going to be. It's going to be with you forever, and you must learn to cope with that trauma.
Yep.
And if you don't 100%. Learn to cope with it, then you're going to sink. You are going to sink. And also, use that trauma to benefit other people. Use it to drive yourself forward. Use that trauma. For example, say if you did get touched, okay? Now go and teach people, or go and start up a group where you talk to people about, how to deal with being touched as a kid. How to deal with going to schools and talk about it, explaining what processes you can go through to stop it. Do you know what I mean? Do something good with
talk to parents. Say, listen, and again, there's a man, all right? He's a USA Army veteran, military veteran, Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, I think. Good guy. He's been on Joe Rogan. He's got his own podcast. Really, just a man. Good guy, inspirational guy, right? Come out of the army. Now, he goes about inspiring people, whether he's talking businesses to groups, just getting people to go. And he always has this thing, when something bad happens to you, every time, do you know what he says? He says good.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Good. Yeah, what good? Because, listen, 2 reasons why. Now, this is my take from it. I'm going to give you my take because this is our show. I'll give you my take. But he was the one who got me thinking about it. Okay, extreme example. Sadly, you were molested, something like that. Well, you need to say, okay, well, it happened to me, but would you rather it happen to you or someone else you care about. Okay, well, would it rather it be you or your mother? Well, me. Okay, well then, you can take it. You can rise up against it. You can become better.
Yeah.
Right? Now, don't get me wrong. That's a delicate subject.
Yeah,
now,
no,
that's
it is
obviously a lot harder to say, okay, well, good. It's obviously harder to see the positive, but you're going to have to, because you can't let that ruin your life.
No, it can't go anywhere either. You can't get rid of it.
You have to
It's
just
stuck
say,
with
okay,
you.
this happened to me, this is shit. But all the shit stuff that happens to you, do you know, sometimes I think to myself, and when I say good, and I sort of had to train myself to think that. It has to happen a couple times. She dumps you, this happens, it doesn't go well, you put money into something and it all lost. But you know what I say good? Because now when you finally get to the top, it's part of your story. It's part of your story. You're grateful. Well, and listen, it just sounds better. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's just say, okay, I'm 15, my mum kicked me out, blah, blah, blah. Instead of being a bum on the street, now you got to put all that effort and you got to put all that work and you still got to be the man. So then now when you're fucking 25, 26, you got your own place. You say, well, I came from this. Now your story sounds better.
You sound
I've been through
good.
all of this and that. And then also you get used to pain, because especially when it comes to this trauma, all this traumatic experiences, you've been through that. It's almost a test. It's almost